Good morning or afternoon, depending on whenever Bob pressed play. My name is Corey Kays, and today I'm going to take you through my OLP journey. First, we'll start off with a little housekeeping to help relate my future comments. Within the first few weeks of starting our class, I accepted a new position as the Director of Business Analysis and Continuous Improvement. This position, along with a global PMO office it sat under, was just recently created. Since this was just the beginning, it was my manager and myself. Because of this, much of my leadership development involved coworkers in other departments. Along with the recent change of position, the company was also making many new changes as well. Our North America senior leadership went through a complete overhaul and restructuring, and we had also just come off a 1 year blitz to switch over our global ERP, WMS, and financial systems. So not only had the company endured the supply chain nightmare many companies were going through, we had also created significant change within the business. When tasked to create goals, I really struggled. Creating goals has always been a challenge to me, as I have always correlated them to be just to do my job. Goals were a task to complete for HR at the beginning of the year to only have them talked about at the end of the year. This time I had found the exercise to be much more impactful. The overall structure, detailing the hows, the deadlines, and barriers, allowed for concrete actions to be written out. I also found it beneficial that my coach and I would continually discuss updates and tweaks to keep and achieve and even expand on the goals. My three professional goals were very interlinked: to be concise and have efficient communication, improve delegation and developing of ownership, and change management. To improve on being more concise, one of the simplistic tasks was to provide a due date. Every request for a response, now as simple as it is, includes a due date. With this simple addition to a request, there's no longer misunderstanding the importance to provide the input back in a timely manner. One significant achievement in my goals for change management and delegation and ownership has been with the developing and providing visibility of project plans. This visibility keeps everyone on the same page as names and deadlines are found with ease. With the rapid change of systems over the past year, we have also formed business process owners. These process owners have the responsibility of vetting requests, user acceptance testing, and documentation of process. Creating these roles has developed ownership within the departments and growth opportunities for future leaders. My top insights during this journey has largely been around preparation. My previous behavior was to shoot from the hip. My knowledge of systems and processes allowed me to provide input, solutions, and comments with ease, but outcomes did not go always as expected. Previously, I would see preparation as a requirement for me and not how it has its effect on others. Spending time preparing live examples has helped me provide increased understanding to other team members. This increased knowledge has allowed for ease of delegation of activities. This has also increased credibility amongst peers by bringing others along, resulting in quicker approval of these global changes. But not all preparation requires this much attention. Even spending a small time to outline your thoughts has helped greatly. As part of preparing, there needs to be some time spent also on nurturing relationships. For 2021 and prior, the business drove implementations to happen as quickly as possible. These decisions got completed extremely quick, but hurt relationships as people felt left out, decisions were not agreed by all, and many other negative impacts. As a result, along with others, we are now focusing on ensuring global approval on all decisions. As noted before, we have anointed business process owners for critical areas to ease in communication to the widespread global business and ensure full approval. One of the top outcomes that quickly gained steam early on was related to taking time to develop an agenda for meetings. This has been able to reduce the number of meetings as people would just have meetings for meeting's sake. Having a proper agenda has allowed for us to be able to delegate others to stand in during these meetings as we are able to see the topics, or possibly even not attend as they do not require us to be there. Meetings now have an improved cadence where previously half the time was spent understanding why were we there even in the first place. Another top outcome personally is that I have developed a process for delegation. As simplistic, my first step was just to delegate someone to take notes during a meeting. Instead of the delegation during the meeting, took it one step further and just delegate from the initial meeting request to say who's going to be doing who's going to be taking the notes for the meeting. The third key outcome has been the improved mindset to stop and think. As I said before, I used to shoot from the hip. My first thought was always My first thought is not how quickly I can get something accomplished or off my plate. My mindset now is, does this make the collective business truly better? Having the time to gather my thoughts has also improved my confidence. This improved confidence and mindset has allowed me to be more direct and less conflict adverse. Now that I've spent the time to prepare feedback, it is constructive and helpful to both parties. The vision for my area and our department is to create an atmosphere to continually propel the business by advancing our processes, people, and systems forward. Those three things going together will help us achieve things in a much more cohesive way. I'm also looking to add these guiding principles into our discussions as well. For my leadership quote, I chose a quote by Covey. Management is efficiency for climbing the ladder of success. Leadership determines whether the ladder is leaning against the right wall. And as you can see in the picture before, it brought me back to our beginning discussions, I believe in our first meeting, on what qualities make a good leader. And to continue my leadership development, I will be looking to gather leaders within the company to discuss previous experiences, current issues, and lessons. Look to do this on a bi-monthly basis. As many noted by other members in the class being from the same company, being able to go in these breakout rooms has allowed them to understand and learn from each other, not focused on the task at hand within the that has to be solved for the day, but actually get to understand people on a different level. I will also be seeking out new ways and techniques to manage a workload of a team. As managing this side becomes easier, it'll allow for more focus on the bigger ideas. And the key OLP learning that I'll be bringing to the business is on motive preferences. I'm going to share the quick questionnaire with the current team that we now have put together, along with new hires to see where they fall and continue to bring that forward to see how they change over time. Beforehand, Bob had also added some questions to answer today on which goal was the most difficult and why, and how did you work on it and make it part of what you do as a leader. The most difficult goal, and still is today, is delegation and developing ownership. Some of this difficulty was that many of these people did not work directly for me. Because of this, there wasn't even the simplistic side of I'm the manager and they have to listen to me. This required much more time to be spent on nurturing those relationships and building credibility before delegating a task. The nurturing and teaching required wasn't always, there, as the business was wanting things to be done immediately. Um, and and that with many changes in the systems and the leadership that I noted earlier on, there truly has been a limited amount of people who are confident, or that the business is confident to complete the task. So we're always talking with a limited amount of people. But that wasn't just the answer. How, there was ways to still solve things quickly, but also move the company forward. And some of those simple tasks, like we talked about, were just scribing notes of a meeting. I've also truly made it a priority to spend time prior to just giving someone a task, but spending the time showing them the ropes, providing additional documentation. You know, this time truly creates a foundation for the understanding, so that maybe not today they complete the task, but later down the line they could. Also in these meetings, I'm pushing for more open-ended questions. Trying to see and gauge the understanding that the team has in the discussion we're having. The quick yes or no answers doesn't allow for a true guidance of, are people understanding? Are they learning? Are they following along? Do they agree with you? Do they not agree with you? And it's also, in the end, the mindset needing to teach people. You can't just toss everyone in the deep end and hope they can swim. So thank you, Bob, for all the lessons. It's been a pleasure to meet with everyone. Have a great day.